My name is Heather Hardwick Rhodes. It's confusing. I'm mostly known as Heather Hardwick, but I got married and now we're going with Rhodes. I work for Menlo Consulting Group. I'm Vice President of Menlo Consulting Group. We're a market research and strategy consulting firm to the travel and tourism industry exclusively. We've been around for about 25 years now. We're actually an offshoot of SRI International, Stanford Research Institute from the 1980s. And we focus exclusively on travel and tourism. We work with tour operators, destinations, airlines, cruise lines, what have you, and all sorts of entrepreneurs looking to get into this space to help them grow revenue and identify opportunities, things like that. Vice President, we're a small firm, very small and specialized, so I've actually been there for 12 years, so I have worn every hat in the business and have a really deep understanding of the industry, and we are a fairly flat organization, so I do soup to nuts, total project management, business development. We have some geographic focus and some sector focus, but it's all within travel, so everything basically. I know Mary Furlong from actually an educational travel conference that I have spoken at for about 10 years now, and she has befriended the organizer of that conference, and Mary and I have been on several panels there, and she came and asked me to come speak here in 2005 actually on somewhat the same topics. I'm sort of the travel guru brought into this larger boomer space, and we just reconnected recently, and she said, hey, are you still doing the travel research, and please come, it's so very important. And she wrote her book, what was it, Turning Silver into Gold, a few years ago, and interviewed me and actually profiled educational travel, the conference and a lot of the players in that industry for one of the chapters that had to do with travel. For us, we spend a lot of time looking at the outbound market, international pleasure travel in particular, and the boomers really represent about half of that market. So it's sort of a falsehood to say that they're a segment. Anything and everything that's happening in travel is in part at least being fueled by boomers, and boomers, as you know, are revolutionizing the way that they think, act, their lifestyles, the way they age, and that all has direct implications for travel. So by sheer volume, you can't ignore the boomers, and as they age, they're actually growing into what would have been sort of the senior market, which traditionally has been the bread and butter market that we study of the industry, and everybody's wanting to know, how are boomers changing? How are they going to grow into the previous generation and their travel habits and things like that, or are they going to do things differently? So we're excited. For sheer numbers, I mean, the opportunities are there. You can't ignore the boomers by any respect in travel, and they're doing lots of exciting things. I mean, they're active, they're creative, they're independent, and it creates, as I said in my talk, there are a lot of milestones, they're on the cusp of a lot of major lifestyle changes, particularly the older boomers that are retiring, becoming grandparents, starting new careers, things like that, caring for elders, losing loved ones. All of these things, positive and negative, impact their choices with respect to travel and their motivations with respect to travel, and we believe really present product and marketing opportunities in that space. Well, my word of advice, given that I'm in research, is to do your homework and do your research. Hire a consultant in particular. We actually work with some entrepreneurs. We work with a lot of emerging and established companies in travel. But obviously, the travel industry, like everything else, but in particular, has been particularly impacted by the economic downturn, and things are incredibly slow. At the same time, a lot of the things that are turning downward are creating opportunities that are presenting new forms of value and are marketing in new ways directly to people with presenting different opportunities. So with every, and again, I'm a consultant, so there's a silver cloud, you know, or there's a silver lining in every cloud. That challenge is an opportunity. So as I said, you can't ignore the boomers, the sheer volume, the way they're doing things. There are a lot of opportunities, particularly, as I highlighted, at the intersection, I think, of travel with respect to health and aging, and with respect to technology, which are really, I don't think travel's really a pillar at this conference, but it very well could be. Health and technology very much are, and what I wanted to communicate in my talk is that I think the intersection of those, which people might not realize, they're highly interrelated. There's a lot of synergies, and there's a lot of opportunities coming around with that, particularly here for new media, new travel applications that facilitate that facilitate marketing to boomers, marketing travel to boomers, that facilitate how they plan and book their travel, and how they receive that information while they're here. And then secondly, with the whole mobile revolution, taking that with them on the road and how they actually travel. And so there are just myriad opportunities that we're looking at, but I'm sure that other people have many ideas having experienced this. It's a really exciting time, I think, particularly on the technology side, to revolutionize how things are done and leverage what's going on in the technology sphere with what we see going on in travel.